Yinka cried out in pain, but Adi wouldn't stop. Tunde egged him on, saying that this was the only way to keep a woman in lane. Yinka felt helpless and trapped in her own home. Please subscribe and like, comment for more interesting stories. Once upon a time in the bustling city of Lagos, there lived a young woman named Yinka. She was kind-hearted and always wore a bright smile on her face. But behind that smile, she carried a heavy burden. Yinka was married to a man named Adi, who seemed charming at first, but as time passed, Adi's true colors began to show. He was controlling and would often become angry over little things. Yinka tried her best to please him, but nothing she did seemed to be enough. One day, Yinka made a small mistake while cooking dinner. Adi's friend Tunde, who was visiting, suggested that Adi should teach his wife a lesson to show her who was in charge. Without hesitation, Adi grabbed a pistol and began to beat Yinka mercilessly. Yinka cried out in pain, but Adi wouldn't stop. Tunde egged him on, saying that this was the only way to keep a woman in line. Yinka felt helpless and trapped in her own home. But deep down, Yinka knew that this wasn't right. She couldn't continue living in fear of her husband's wrath. With newfound strength, she made a plan to escape from the abusive marriage. With the help of a kind neighbor named Chioma, Yinka found the courage to leave Adi and start a new life on her own. It wasn't easy, but Yinka was determined to reclaim her freedom and happiness. As she embarked on her journey of self-discovery, Yinka realized that she was stronger than she ever thought possible. She became an advocate for women's rights, sharing her story to inspire others who were experiencing similar struggles. Through resilience and determination, Yinka found empowerment in breaking free from the toxic cycle of abuse. And as she stood tall, she knew that her journey was far from over. With her newfound freedom, Yinka began to rebuild her life pieces by pieces. She found a job at a local market, selling beautiful handmade crafts that she had always been passionate about. The work brought her joy and a sense of independence that she had never experienced before. As Yinka settled into her new routine, she also began attending support groups for survivors of domestic violence. Surrounded by women who understood her pain, she felt a sense of belonging and solidarity. Together, they shared their stories, offered each other support and lifted each other up. But despite her progress, Yinka still faced challenges along the way. Adi, her estranged husband, refused to let her go easily. He would send threatening messages and try to intimidate her into coming back to him. But Yinka remained resolute in her decision to move forward with her life. With the help of a dedicated lawyer named Barrister Chinedu, Yinka filed for divorce and obtained a restraining order against Adi. It was a long and arduous process, but Yinka refused to back down. She knew that she deserved better than to live in fear of her husband abusing her. As the days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months, Yinka continued to strive despite the obstacles in her path. She found solace in her work, her friends, and her newfound sense of freedom. But most importantly, Yinka discovered a strength within herself that she never knew she had. She was no longer the timid woman who had once cowered in the face of her husband's abuse. She was a survivor, a warrior, and a beacon of hope for others who were still trapped in the darkness. And as she looked towards the future with optimism and determination, Yinka knew that her journey was far from over, but with resilience, strength, and the support of those who loved her, she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As Yinka's journey continued, she encountered both triumph and setback. She found love again in the arms of a kind-hearted man who cherished and respected her. Together, they built a life filled with happiness and mutual support. But amidst the joys of her newfound freedom, Yinka never forget the lessons she had learned along the way. She became a fierce advocate for ending domestic violence, speaking against abuse and supporting those who were still struggling to break free from toxic relationships. Through her experience, Yinka learned that true strength comes from within. It's not about how many times you fail, but how many times you get back up. She realized that no one should ever have to endure abuse in silence and that there is always hope for a better tomorrow. And so, as Yinka's story came to an end, the moral was clear. No matter how dark the night may seem, there is always a glimmer of light on the horizon. With courage, resilience, and the support of others, we can overcome even the greatest of challenges and emerge stronger than ever before.